Well, after weeks of bipartisan talks, congressional leaders have declared the Senate's landmark border security bill dead. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Daniel Marin.
I'm Avery Travis, in for Britt Moreno. It would have been the biggest change to border policy in decades and comes after intense national focus on Eagle Pass, Texas. But the locals and leaders at Eagle Pass tell us they're frustrated.
They say national leaders portray them as a city in crisis while failing to act to solve it. Our Ryan Chandler takes a look at the reality on the ground in the border community.
These are the scenes driving the national narrative around Eagle Pass. But some of the locals in the town of just 30,000 say it usually looks more like this.
Our backyard is just being used as a political prop. Many of them expect that there's just a lot of chaos going down here in Eagle Pass, that there's a lot of uncertainty, that we're being overrun by migrants, and that's not the case at all.
Eagle Pass native Eddie Morales represents almost 800 miles of the U.S.-Mexico border. He pressed Speaker Johnson on Monday to pass the Senate's border security bill, writing, "Our communities are looking to see if we are left out to dry." That bill reached a dead end on Tuesday.
It's very disappointing. We need a fix, and we needed it yesterday.
Locals worry Eagle Pass has seen more press conferences than policy fixes. Speaker Johnson and Governor Abbott have hosted recent media appearances in the same park now closed to the public, and the governor's planning another trip on Thursday.
I really don't like this political theater that is using my hometown for its own purposes.
The Senate bill would have provided billions to speed up asylum processing and help local communities like Eagle Pass better handle migrants. With no progress in sight, residents are wary that the politics are overshadowing the reality in their hometown.
I'd like to have our park back, and I'd like to have our way of life back.
Ryan Chandler, KXAN News.
And going in depth on this, data from Customs and Border Protection says Chinese migrants are now the fastest growing demographic crossing the southern border into the U.S. 24,000 encounters last year. This year there have been more than 18,000 encounters. Terrell County Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, also a former Border Patrol officer, told News Nation he believes people are coming to escape life in China. He says they fly to Ecuador due to the no visa requirement and then travel to the Texas-Mexico border.
Social media, various platforms have become an enormous tool in aiding illegal aliens trying to enter the United States. Whether they're coming illegally, trying to abscond, or those that are surrendering at the border and claiming asylum.
And according to the Department of Justice, more than 50% of Chinese asylum applications were granted asylum last year, compared with the 14% average across all the nationalities.